I sent out an email last night in relation to the debate on Afghanistan, is that what we should be doing is calling for a proper investigation into the events of September 11, that there's so many unanswered questions, and that the official story doesn't stand up to scientific scrutiny. That there was 4 planes hijacked for over an hour and 20 minutes, yet no US planes were scrambled. It was directly against US Air Force standard operating procedures. The owner of World Trade Center and the leasee of the North and South Towers is quoted on film as saying they'd made the decision to pull World Trade Center 7. We watched the building collapse. He was paid $3.4 billion because the North and South Towers were insured against acts of terrorism. And he made another claim for another $3.4 billion because he claimed there were 2 acts of terrorism. There was a BBC reporter stating
Kevin,
the World Trade Center...
Kevin, hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, yes, mate, sorry.
What's your surname?
Kevin Bracken.
From the Maritime Workers Union.
Secretary, Victorian branch secretary of the Maritime Union, and the president of the Victorian Trades Hall Council.
And are you a believer in the conspiracy theories about the collapse of the World Trade Center?
Well, I believe that the official story is a conspiracy theory that doesn't stand up to scientific scrutiny.
Are you serious?
It needs to be
is this a hoax, or are you serious?
No, and I'd love to debate you on it publicly, John, if you'd like. And if you think it's ridiculous,
there's nothing to debate,
challenge it
Kevin.
to a public to debate.
There's nothing to debate.
The fact is that aviation fuel doesn't get hot enough to melt steel, and no high-rise steel frame building before or after September 11 has ever collapsed.
So, Kevin, which version of the conspiracy theories do you subscribe to for the alternative?
Well,
are you saying that the Israelis engineered it, or do you believe that there's the Bilderberg Group, or which version of the nutter conspiracies is the one you subscribe to?
No, I stick to scientific facts.
Yeah, go on, but which one?
And the facts are that aviation fuel doesn't get hot enough to melt steel.
So what did happen that day? In your mind, what did happen on that day?
In my mind, the buildings were imploded.
Okay, and you're the secretary of the Maritime Union, and you're on the Trades Hall Council executive.
I'm the president of the Victorian Trades Hall Council, and we've taken resolutions from both.
I think it reflects very poorly on your members, Kevin, that you have views that are so ridiculous, so extreme and so unacceptable, and yet you hold office in some of our unions in Victoria.
I'd love to, if it's so ridiculous, John, I'd challenge you to debate me
unequivocally. Unequivocally, I'm astonished because this is the lunatic fringe, this is the extreme right or the loony left coming together round the back of the shed to believe in absurd nonsense, and you ought to be in a position to see it for what it is, but you don't.
And the trouble is, mate, blokes like you are keeping most of the people in the dark in this country.
Yeah, well, that's like the Tea Party rubbish too.
Why don't you debate me on it, John?
I'm happy to. Go on. Whatever ridiculous... I get these emails kind of 2 or 3 a day, and quite frankly, I really find it disturbing that people are prepared to believe this nonsense.
Go back
and looking for an excuse to believe it in order to think that the world is a grand conspiracy.
No, but the world is a different place to the picture that you're painting it, John.
Is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
And as I said, I'm happy to debate you, and I look forward to where you'd like to debate.
That's like asking people to debate whether or not the Earth is flat, Kevin. Well, you want to have a debate about that too?
No, I want to debate what happened on September 11. Is the official story, does it stand up to scrutiny or not? And the official story doesn't stand up to scrutiny.
Who killed JFK?
I'm not asking that, mate. I'm just talking. You stick to the facts, will you? Don't rub off and try and run somewhere else. I mean, the thing is that after September 11, the world changed dramatically. Our system of law has changed. We're at 2 wars now because of September 11, and we've had attacks on our own civil liberties that we would not have copped had those events not happened.
And Kevin, what about, did people ever make it to the moon, or was that all filmed in the back blocks of Nevada?
Don't try and get away from it, John. Let's stick to the facts. Those 3 buildings fell at free fall speed, and the World Trade Center 7 wasn't even hit by a building. It collapsed in the afternoon, and it fell. It was told it was fell 5 minutes before, by the BBC 5 minutes before it actually fell.
Kevin, if I had family who died on that day or in a related incident, I would be so angry that you even got to air. I'd be offended.
There were families of 300 people who died that day who have called for an inquiry into it as well.
Yeah, that's right.
In fact, most people in New York don't even believe the official story.
That's right. You've asked them all, have you?
Who keep us in the dark.
You've asked everyone in New York whether they believe or not?
There's been polls conducted, and I can give you those figures, John.
Yeah, right, okay.
The majority of people
Kevin, I think
don't believe the official story.
we've spent a lot of time on it. I need to move on.
I look forward to our debate, John.
There's nothing to debate, Kevin. Nothing at
You're
all.
too scared to do it, mate.
No, not too
You're
scared.
Too scared.
I've got things that need to be looked into that got some credibility as opposed to this
The
one.
biggest event that changed the world, our legal system in this country, and why we're at war. Can you tell me why our troops are at war in Afghanistan? What are they doing there? You tell me, John.
Thank you, Kevin.
We've been there for 9 years, and we're just having a debate on it now. And people like you are keeping people in this country in the dark.
I'm part of it all.
I'd like to enlighten people. Instead of cursing the darkness, we should light a candle, and we should go back and have a look at the events of September 11.
Good on you, Kevin.
And you're too scared to debate me on it.